Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video clicking on, my name is Katie and I make a bunch of different videos from beauty to fashion to painting to reviews, tutorials, everything like that. So if you like my channel, make sure to subscribe. But today's video is going to be a review slash demo of the new-ish Bare Minerals BarePro foundation. I actually picked this up right when it first came out, and then my schedule just got really hectic and I didn't have time to sit down and give this a full review. So I thought, well, instead of doing a first impression, I can just wait to have it. And so I've been wearing this for over a month and a half now, so I can give you guys a full review on this foundation. Okay, so let's go ahead and read the claims of Sephora. So this foundation is $34 and it is a full coverage foundation. I personally don't feel like it's full coverage. You'll see in the demo that you could still see my discoloration and pigmentation from my cheeks showing through. So I feel like I've never personally owned a full coverage foundation, so I could be totally wrong, but I feel like other people, when I watch them and they're wearing full coverage, you can see none of their skin through. And this one, your skin is still peeking through in like a really beautiful way. But if your main concern is not to have any, pimples or any discoloration, I feel like there is going to be a little bit that peeks through. And it says it's good for all skin types, so normal, dry, combination, and oily, and it has a matte finish and SPF 20. So I have to say right off the bat, if you guys do not know my skin type, I have very dry to dry combination skin, just kind of depending on the time of the year. If my eczema is under control, if it's not, then it's just, it's hell to wear foundation because it just looks so bad. So for this foundation, because it is matte, now I can't hold it against it, be like, this foundation sucks, because I have dry skin and matte foundations are not meant for dry skinned people most of the time. So for me, yes, it is a little bit too drying on me. I feel like if I moisturize really well like I did today, I feel like it looks beautiful. But if you have a little bit of dryness that day, or if you do have a dry patch or an eczema patch, I would not wear this foundation because it definitely emphasizes it and it definitely kind of like sticks to it and dries to it. But if you have normal to combination skin, I think you are going to absolutely love this foundation. Now again, I have dry skin and I still love it. I do have to mix in another foundation with it for me personally to wear it every single day. But I mean, I'm wearing it today and I think it looks really good. It does not emphasize any texture, which is amazing, and it also doesn't emphasize pores, and it's the least amount of creasing that I've ever found in a foundation in my smile lines. I don't know if it's just because I smile so much or I make so many expressions, but every foundation, it feels like just right here, it looks disgusting at the end of the day, and this foundation does not do that for me. Now, like I said, I do like this on its own if I have really good skin that day. I think this is a beautiful foundation for definitely the summertime, because in summertime I'm a lot more oily, but right now I'm like dry as heck. So for me right now, this is not like, I can't wear this on its own every single day. But if I mix it with my favorite kind of mixing foundation, this is the number 7 Lift Illuminate. These two together, if you have dry skin, you need this in your life because this gives you the coverage, the lasting power, the pigmentation, the matteness, but this just adds in that little extra moisture that you need for this to not stick to all of your dry patches. So this together is just amazing. I do 1 pump of this and 1 pump of this, and I'm set and I'm good to go. So I love these two together, but like I said, in this video, I will be reviewing just this on its own. If you do have dry skin and you're just wanting to see what this looks like on its own. So if you want to see the demo, then just keep watching. Alright, so like I said, today we'll be testing out the Bare Minerals BarePro foundation, and this is in Golden Nude 13. So this shade is a little bit light for me, but it is a good winter shade because I can make it work either with mixing it in with other foundations or just wearing it alone and just adding bronzer. But I'm going to take my little mixing palette. It's a top of a what's it called, Bath and Body Works candle, and I've always seen people do that, but it has like the Bath and Body Works symbol, and I was like, I don't like that. And then I got a candle that has no like print on it. It's just like the little marbled effect, and it looks so cute. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and do 2 pumps, and as you guys can see, this is a very liquidy foundation. It's not thick at all. And I think that really contributes to how matte it is and how lightweight it is. So I'm just gonna go ahead and take my Real Techniques brush or sponge and just put this to the side of my face. Now, if you guys have been watching me for a little bit, you know that my skin like freaked out. And it's getting a lot better. I still have this pigmentation, but it's not raised anymore. Same on this side. So I'm going to the dermatologist in like 2 weeks, so hopefully they can figure out like what the heck is wrong with me and like how I can get rid of it. But at least I got rid of the texture, which is good. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and just blend it in. Okay, so here is one side of my face done, obviously the before and then the after. I just love the way that one layer of this foundation sits on your skin because it literally feels like you're wearing nothing. Like I can't even feel a difference between the sides of my faces, and I just love that about this foundation. I feel like if I try to add 2 or 3 layers on top to really build up the coverage, it kind of doesn't make it super thick, but it does make it feel a little bit more onto your skin. And for me personally, it covers enough. Like you can obviously still see my pigmentation through, but I'm never somebody that like wants a full coverage look on an everyday basis. So I really love this foundation for an everyday, but I'm gonna go ahead and build it up to 2 layers just so you guys can see the coverage on it. But again, normally I just do 1 layer. Alright, so here is 2 layers of the foundation onto my face. Obviously the before and then the after. I feel like you can still see my discoloration through the foundation, but again, like I said, I am perfectly okay with that. I know I don't have perfect skin, and like I just want it to be toned down. I just don't want it to be like bright red like this. I want it to be just kind of more of like a natural look. So I really like this. It's super lightweight, like I keep saying. It's super thin. And I did 2 pumps, and you can still see there is some on my little palette. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the second side of my face, and then I will zoom in close so you guys can see up close and personal with my face. Okay, so I wanted to zoom you guys up close and personal to my face, but here is 2 layers on both sides of my face. You guys remember the before with the bright red, so this is the side that had the bright red, and it definitely is toned down. Again, you can still see the discoloration just a little bit peeking through, but overall it looks super natural and super, you know, just healthy looking. Now I will say, if you do have dry skin, it does cling a little bit to your dry patches. So for me personally, I moisturize really good because I have been wearing this foundation for a month now, so I kind of knew, you know, like this is a more matte foundation like it says, but it is a beautiful mixing foundation, so I will recommend a mixing foundation at the very end of this video. But this is what it looks like. It does look a little bit dry around my nose. I don't know if you guys can see that. I feel like it's a weird angle, but it is a little bit dry around my nose, and then I do have sometimes eczema down here. Now right now it's not peeking through, but I will say that when I have been wearing this, it does show and kind of cling to my eczema on days that my eczema is flaring up. So again, if you have super dry skin, I wouldn't recommend this, but if you have normal to dry skin and either you moisturize really well or you mix it in with the foundation that I'm going to recommend at the end of the video, I think you will really like this foundation. I'll wear it all day long so you guys can see, you know, what it looks like, how it wears, especially because I have dry skin. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, and then I will come back and show you guys how everything blended and everything like that. So I will see you in 2 seconds. Alright, so here is my face with everything else on. I didn't do my eyes yet because I am filming a video actually today, doing a tutorial with the new, well, I guess new to me, Semi-Sweet Chocolate Bar palette. I love it. And yeah, so this is what it looks like. I know I went a little heavy-handed on my blush, but that's okay. So I'm used the Clinique bronzer in 02 Sun Kissed. This is the bronzer that does not break me out. I'm so excited. So this is what I'm using. It's a little warmer than I'm used to, but it doesn't break me out, so I'm not gonna say anything. And then the blush I used today was from Tarte, and it's in the color Seduce. Such a pretty color. I love it. And then I didn't wear a highlighter because I almost did, but then I wanted to show you guys what this foundation looks like without anything else on it besides just your base makeup. because I think like it's not fair, because you're gonna be like, oh, it has a pretty glow, but that's my highlighter, you know what I mean? So this is what it looks like. I will zoom you guys in. It is a little bit in my smile lines, but like nothing compared to any other my foundations, so I don't put that against it. I will say my face does feel a little bit tight, but it has amazing lasting power, like you guys will see throughout the day. And I love this foundation. Just I don't like it on its own because I am so dry, but other than that, I think it's such a pretty foundation. So I will zoom in so you guys can see up close. Okay, so here is up close. Everything looks very blended, nothing's patchy. I did not wear a primer today. I forgot to mention that, but I'm not wearing a primer today, so you guys will see what it looks like. The camera is making my skin look flawless right now, but that's not what it is like in person. But I mean, it's really pretty. The little creases around my nose went away, and you can see a little bit of my smile lines, but nothing compared to any other foundation like I mentioned. I will go ahead and check in with you guys maybe halfway through the day, or if not, at the very end of the day. So stay tuned. Alright, so I've had this foundation on for over 7 hours now. I am ready to take my makeup off for the day, but I feel like overall my skin looks really good. I go ahead and zoom you guys in so you can see all the nitty gritty, but I really like this foundation. Alright, so up close and personal, but you guys can see where my sunglasses were and kind of where it rubbed off. It is a little bit cakey in my nose area, but nothing too terrible. My smile lines, you can see a little bit of creasing into it, but overall my skin looks really good. Today I'm having a really good skin day, so I don't have any dry patches, so it did last really well. And again, I had no primer on before this. This really is a long wear foundation, so yeah, this is my update. Alright, so overall, you guys, I really love this foundation as I knock it over. I really like this foundation. I think it's just really beautiful. It's lightweight. You can't even feel it on your skin, and it just provides a really pretty coverage. It's not super cakey or thick. I love how thin it is. And I also love this foundation to mix in with other ones. Like I mentioned in the very beginning of the video, I love mixing the number 7 Lift Illuminate with this one because I get the benefits from this foundation, which is the matteness, the long wearness, the coverage, but then I also get a little bit of moisture from this. I've also mixed it with my Cover FX. These two together are really good as well. I just think it's such a great foundation, especially to mix in because it is so thin. It's not thick and doesn't really like change the foundation you're mixing with, if that makes any sense. So overall, I really like it. Again, if you have dry skin, I would either moisturize really well, or I would mix it in with another luminous lightweight foundation. I've even mixed this in with a BB cream and a moisturizer, and it works too. So I think this is a really good foundation. It has almost 5 stars on Sephora, and there's like a lot of reviews. So I think this Bare Minerals definitely knocked it out of the park with this foundation. But yeah, that is my review. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, make sure to subscribe, and also leave any comments down below of products you guys want me to test out, or other foundations you might want me to try, because I love foundations. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.